Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Empowered Living Network. This is our Team Huddle webinar. Every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific, we meet right back here, and this is our time as a family to gather, to connect, to get updates, and hopefully to give you the meat that you need during the week to be able to go out and do what you do best. I'm very excited today and tonight because we have had, first off, I'm excited that I have a voice back and regaining my voice since the massive launch party on September 21st this past weekend. For those of you who are there, you understand what I mean when I say massive launch party, like nothing I think any of us have ever seen before. We truly stepped into a whole new world when we went to the EMP in Seattle, Washington. We all knew that it was going to be a party. We all knew CeeLo Green was going to be there, but there was no way possible we could predict what was going to happen at the Solavei launch party. One thing I know about my brother Ryan Wirch, he is a guy that loves to give. He's a guy that loves to give to others, and when he parties, he likes to party big. And so what we saw this weekend was just the next level. For those of you who were in Bellevue, Washington a couple months ago, you guys got to experience an incredible party at our CEO's house, and we all walked away going, that's the best party I've ever been to. Well, I think you guys would all agree that we walked away this weekend again going, I didn't think it could get better, but it did. And truly, from the signage to the incredible venue to the talent that was there, Danny Goki, not only did I love hearing Danny Goki, but I got some time to spend with him. He's going to be on our calls here in the future. Humble, man of integrity, absolutely loved him and his team and what they were able to bring to the stage. Of course, John Gray, incredible comedian. Many of you guys may know him. You guys just might even want to Google him. Hilarious comedian that acted as the host of the evening, and of course, some great things that happened throughout the night. So just congratulations to all of our winners that were able to be there, and it was an incredible night. What I want to do tonight is we're going to go through a number of topics, but primarily we're going to talk about using the tools you've been given. And this weekend, we were certainly given a lot of new tools. But before we bounce into that, I want to take time to just hear from a few people that were at this weekend's party, starting with Shad and Ashley Wehrli, two incredible leaders. First off, many of you don't know that Shad and Ashley, although you didn't see them in the top 10 of overall network, if they would have gone to 11, you would have seen them because they were number 11 in the entire company, over 25,000 people. They were number 11, and I got to tell you, it's folks like that and folks like Donna Wirch, Jose Miranda, Aaron Wolf, Laura Wells, Dawn Billings, and I could go on and on and on. It's because of these people that I was number one out of 25,000 people, not because of any one effort. And I think all of us would say that. That's why I want to say a huge shout out to you guys as a team of the Empowered Living Network. That's an incredible feat. I don't care what you're doing to be in the top of 25,000 people. Shad and Ashley, I want to say congratulations to you guys because you have built such a solid network. And what I want to hear from you tonight is tell us about the launch. First off, I'm looking at a picture of you guys on the screen here, and you guys are like the perfect Ken and Barbie, gorgeous, beautiful, handsome couple that I've ever seen, and it was such a joy to see you guys and finally get to spend some time with you. But tell us about the launch party and what did you get out of it? Shad, are you with us? Okay. Ashley, are you with us?
Hey, Stacy. Stacy, can you hear us?
We can hear you.
I'm so sorry. I was called in on my phone as well. So my wife is busy getting our kids put to sleep, and let me just start off by saying the party, exactly what Stacy just said. We've never seen or been involved with anything remotely like what we saw, starting with corporate and being able to tour that. And if for those of you that are on this call that weren't there, it is a first-class organization from beginning to end. It's a fun place. It's a place that you can tell gets things done. and to just see the different teams working at corporate and to see the way that the things interact. I had people there walking through it with me, and they're going, wait a second, this is a startup? And we are and were completely blown away with the quality of leadership, the quality of the offices, but the quality of people more than anything else. And then the party, the words can't really, the pictures can't describe what we saw, the event that we were able to be a part of with so many friends. I know Oklahoma and Tulsa was represented so well, which obviously speaks to your leadership, Stacy, and your influence here. But we came back, and I had leaders there with us that were literally scheduling events before they got on a plane that night and the next day in Southern California, in Denver, and St. Louis. And just because they saw and got the gravity of what's going on there and the bigness of what Solavei is. I mean, I could go on for another 45 minutes or as long as we have, but I know we don't have that time. Our belief level is so much higher after having gone to that event. Just the quality, the first class, the people. I really was taken back and blown away by what we saw there. It was so much fun and able to make a difference in people's lives. And we're just really excited to have some fun and be able to work with some people that we really like to hang out with. And it was a privilege, Stacy. It was a privilege to be there. Great to be on the call with you.
Well, Shad, I have such a huge amount of respect for you and Ashley. I know we hear a lot from you, and Ashley is obviously tonight doing what we women do. We multitask. We do our mommy duties. We put on our multiple hats. But I'm always impressed, whether it's you or her sending in emails or I see posts, the excellence of your business leadership, your integrity goes unsaid. I mean, it's just been incredible working with you guys. But when I've got you on the phone, so I want to ask you a quick question because I think it's of great value that you're on with us. How do you become number 11 out of 25,000 people, Shad? What is it that you guys are doing that the other people that are listening to tonight can say, man, I want to be like them. I want to do what they're doing. Give us a couple of tips.
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think it goes to what you said when you started the call. It is literally having phenomenal people that catch the vision. You say, well, how do you do that? Sometimes you get lucky, but sometimes it's a contact sport. And the more people that you talk to and the more people that come across it, then, people begin to see the vision. And our philosophy is maybe different than other people, but we are not pushing it. We are not trying to force anything. Our philosophy is, look, we share it. And I'll be honest with you, we have amazing people in our organization that are doing amazing things. And so it's hard to take the credit, although, we've been in business for a long time and we know, how to relate with people well. And it is treating them that way. And it is empowering them. I do not try to micromanage any of the people that come in with us. I don't try to tell them how they should share Solavei, if they should share it. I am always available to help, to coach, to give insight, to do three-way calls, to assist, but only if they want that. And that, I think, has really served us well. We are kind of helping empower versus force. And there was a great book called Power versus Force, and that's always been my business philosophy. I don't want people involved if they don't want to be involved, or if I've got to force them or cajole them to do these things. And so Ashley and I really work. That's the other thing. I will tell you this. my wife being and complimenting what I do is so critical to us having great success, because a lot of times I'm the one on the calls, I'm the one talking, I'm the mouthpiece, and she is taking care of all kinds of things behind the scenes. I know not everybody can have that. Some of you, you're working it on your own things, but if you're able to get that synergy where you've got two people doing it, believe me, 1 + 1 = 3. And there's a lot more things that you can accomplish that way versus just trying to all go do it yourself. And having these leaders, having people take responsibility, it's their network at the end of the day, right? And then the person that they enroll, it's their network, and then so on and so on and so on. And so I'm watching it. There were 25 people from our organization at the Seattle launch. You want to know how to get people, how to build a large network? Start helping other people build small networks. And as those small ones grow, they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And all of a sudden, guess what? You're 5th, 10th, 11th in the company, and your organization's growing because you got a whole bunch of people building networks. So I hope that is specific enough for somebody to really take it and maybe apply it.
Absolutely. I'm looking right here. We've got questions coming in, and one of the questions folks want to know, Shad, is, how do you approach someone? Now, I know personally, I've heard that you've gone as far, you're certainly not treating this just like something on the side. You might do it. I mean, you are, and I can't reiterate it enough, you are a businessman. Ashley is a businesswoman, yet you're normal, everyday people, but you're treating this business with respect. You're treating Solavei in your lives with respect. You've been willing to get in the car and travel. You've been willing to fly and go places to connect with people that you believed would be of value. And a little bit later, we're going to talk about the power of those first 12 people that you choose to do business with. We know there's no limit to 12, and 12 is really the primary number for the Fast Action Bonus. But we're going to talk later about why that 12 and really thinking about who you do business with is important. So when you're going out and you're connecting with somebody, how do you connect with people? What are you saying?
Well, what we've done is we have treated it, I like the word you use, respect. I saw at the corporate office, it said something to the effect of, we're going to be honest with people, but we're going to be respectful. So I think it was direct and honest. So it's not going to blow smoke. We're going to tell you the truth, but we're going to be respectful. And we are treating this as if we've got a small window of opportunity. Maybe that's 6 months, maybe that's a year, maybe that's 2 years to build it. And we're in position to where, look, we've run internet businesses, we've run successful businesses, and so we're putting Solavei at the front of everything that we do. It's what we strategize around. It's what we look at. It is consuming our days. As far as business goes. And so I will literally call up people that I know all over the country. I've flown to Denver, St. Louis. I'm getting ready to go to California. And I'm doing those things to help people build networks in those cities. But here's the key. They're asking me to come. I'm not telling them, hey, I want to come have an event there. I've got people that I've talked to. And when I call somebody, a contact, that I'll give you a specific how-to. When I call somebody, and it's maybe not my best friend, but it's somebody that I know, I will call them and directly say, hey, look, I know it's been a while since we've talked, and I'd love to catch up on your family. Here's really why I'm calling. And I will ask them about Solavei. The reason I do that is because the other way, if I say, hey, how's your kids, and how's life, and how's your golf game, that's disingenuous. I'm not calling for that. I tell them specifically why I'm calling right away. And they say yes, no, whatever the answer is, we talk, we share. And then guess what? We start talking about their kids, their family, their life. And it morphs into that conversation versus it being inauthentic and me saying, hey, I really want to know how you're doing. And then at the end of the conversation, oh, by the way, have you heard about Solavei? They know that's why I called. And they get that same feeling. So energetically, the idea is, look, if you want to talk to somebody about Solavei, tell them exactly why you called them. Have you heard about Solavei? No, I haven't heard about it. What is it? Give them the brief overview. 49 unlimited, the whole thing. And it's a reward. I'll tell you what else has worked. I compare Solavei to a American Express that you earn mileage with, to airline miles, hotel points. It's a reward program. That's how I reference it a lot of times, because people can get out of the multi-level, any of that talk, and they go, well, yeah, that makes sense. I've got a Panera Bread card on my key ring. And so you're telling me this is the similar thing? They have a reward program if you share it? I'm like, yeah, that's exactly right. See, then business people can go, oh, I get it. And then networking people, they already know, well, yeah, it's got a premise of networking. I mean, it's all social commerce. It's all networking. So I've really had success sharing with people, this is a rewards program that you can participate in. And oh, I mean, if you don't, it's $49 unlimited. Wouldn't you be interested in that? I love, by the way, what Ryan Wirtz said this weekend when he talked about getting 2%. That's 6 million people, 2% of mobile users. That is doable. We have 25,000 right now. Solavei could easily, we could get to 6 million in a very short period of time with only getting 2%. We don't have to convert everybody. That's the beauty of it. Not everybody's going to switch. So when they all shut up, and we just appreciate it, Stacey.
I wish you could see that. I wish you could see the board is lit up with the questions and comments, and you've obviously got some Shad and Ashley lovers out there that are saying, "Way to go, mate! We love it." And I think the word I love that you used, Shad, and it's what I feel since the first time I saw you guys: authenticity. And when you make your intentions clear, I think that it opens up the door, and that's one thing, and even in life coaching, was we teach people the more real and authentic you can be, the more people will connect with what you are and what you have and want to be a part of it. And you guys are obviously, you've got an incredible magnetic attraction. You've got an incredible God factor to your life that just makes you lovable, and most importantly, your leader's worth following. So thank you for being a part. I can tell right now we are going to have you. I'm going to have to get with you guys and see if you guys will do a full training call for us, put together a great agenda, maybe with some of the leaders of your team to host one of these calls on the team webinars, the Team Huddle webinar, because you guys bring so much value, and I know it's just by what I'm seeing here on the leaderboard, it's lighting people up, and they're very excited. So thank you, Shad, and give our love to Ashley.
You just let us know how we can serve. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Shad. So obviously the party was a hit. We were all amazed, and another in the spotlight tonight was Heidi Metcalf, who was also one of our All Access winners. She's a founding member. She's a lady that, what I love about Heidi, is that she is duplicatable as a mom looking for a way of escape. Today I asked her to be on the webinar tonight, and I told her, I just want you to share with us what's going to, what you feel about the event, and tell us about what's going on and how you won the event. So Heidi, are you with us tonight? See if we can get Heidi unmuted here. Heidi, are you with us? Okay. Okay, Heidi, we've got you unmuted, so maybe you could make sure that you're not muted at your end. Okay, we'll come back to Heidi as soon as we can get her back on. Heidi, if you pop on, go ahead and interrupt me as we're going, and we're going to continue to see what we can do and reach out to you by phone and see if we can get you on there. But we'll come back to you because I know your story is phenomenal, and we certainly want to be able to hear just what happened to you this weekend and why you were so excited about being able to be a part of the All Access event. So let's take a real quick look at why join Solavei. I know on the webinar tonight we've got some new folks that are just listening in. Maybe this is your first time. In fact, I want to say this. If you have not gotten involved, enrolled in Solavei after this webinar, you want to get off as quick as possible, and you want to contact the person that got you on this webinar and tell them, I'm ready, sign me up. because you want to be a part of this energy in action right now. Now is the time for you to engage fully in what Solavei is. Why? Because not only do we offer 4G unlimited talk, text, and data at $49 a month or free if you got 3. Now, we are going to do a full compensation plan webinar so that we can be able to give you guys a deep – oh, I heard a hi. Is that you, Heidi?
3.
Heidi, are you there?
3. Solavei. If you get 3 people to come to Solavei,
hello, Heidi, are you there?
Yeah, what Gladys told me it was
okay, I'm going to push mute because we're hearing somebody else talk that's not Heidi. So we're going to continue on. 4G unlimited talk, text, data, $49 a month. We only have one plan, or free. Now, I'm going to talk to our special guest here later on from corporate about what it means to have unlimited. We did some research today because I think there's some confusion out there in the marketplace about what other companies offer. But 4G unlimited talk, text, data, $49 a month or free with 3. That's 3 trios. We're going to do a compensation plan webinar this week. Take a deep dive into that compensation plan. I talked to Maria Pinchevsky, and she said that a lot of the questions right now, they're not about activation anymore. They're not about porting, not that we don't still have those. But suddenly the shift is, how am I going to make money? So we want to make sure this week that we do a compensation plan overview, deep dive, get into the weeds, look at that compensation plan, and I think that's going to be effective. We're going to talk about that at the end of the call. No contracts. That's a big one right there. Residual income, meaning, I don't know about you guys, but I've been with my mobile carrier for over 10 years. That means that they've been making residual income off of my contract for over 10 years. Wouldn't you like that to have been you? If you would have signed me up into Solavei and I would have just stayed with Solavei for 10 years. You know, if you're talking about lotions and potions and pills, the average time that people stay in is maybe 1 to 3 months. That's why people try to run 90-day plans, because they try to keep people on longer. But the truth is it's difficult to create a residual income with lotions, potions, and pills, because people get on and then they get off. The minute the economy sinks, they get off of those extras. Well, mobile service is not an extra. It's something everyone uses every single day. So the opportunity for residual income is a lot higher. You can make more than $1 billion. Now, what does that mean? More than $1 billion? Well, we're not looking to become a $1 billion company. We're looking to put $1 billion back in the hands of the people. So to make more than $1 billion means with Solavei, you get to actually have the heart factor. You move beyond success into significance. It's an opportunity for you to make more than money, to be able to touch the lives of people around you and give them a chance of freedom, of escape. Give them an opportunity. If it was just saving money on their mobile services, the average person spends over $71 a month. If it was just the fact that you're helping them save $30 to $100 a month, for a lot of people, that's diapers, that's pull-ups, that's the ability to put their kids in a different school, that's the ability to have gas money. You could be touching people's lives in a special way just by helping them drive down commerce in that one area. Of course, you can work anywhere. You know, what I love this weekend is I carried my phone, my HTC One S, which had my app on it, and I carried it with me, and I was in a hotel, and I was doing business on my phone. You know, next week I'm going to be going out of town. We're getting ready to go to Tulsa. We're going to be going to Hawaii very soon. No matter where I go, my business goes with me, and your business goes with you. As you continue to develop, it gives you the freedom to be able to do what you want to do, where you want to do it, when you want to do it. Want to be at that baseball game with people ask me, Stacey, why didn't you take a corporate position with Solavei? Yes, Heidi, hold on just a second.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
On. Sorry about that.
No problem. People ask me, Stacey, why did you not take a corporate position? And really, to be honest with you, I love operations. I love marketing and sales, and I love working with the corporate team. But I want to be at my kids' baseball games. I want to be at their track meets. I want to watch my son do cross country. And I can do that with my phone in hand. I can do this business anywhere, and that's freedom for you and I. And finally, social commerce. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, but I want to stop because we've got Heidi on the line. And Heidi, I am so excited about having everyone not only meet you, but hear about your story and why you're so excited. You've just come back from the all-access Solavei launch. Tell us, what did you feel going there, and what do you feel now that you're walking away?
Stacy, I was just trying. I've only been home about an hour, and I've been running a rat race since I got home because I have tried to put into words and pictures and videos for my family of what I experienced this weekend, and there's just no way that I can get them to experience it through those pictures and through those videos unless you were there. And so Shad did a great job of explaining about the event, but for me, it was about the entire experience. And one of the sayings that I saw on the wall that touched me from the bottom of my heart at the home office was that we are obsessed with bringing value to our members. And that sums up the way that I felt about this weekend, because I truly felt valued and appreciated and got to see the heartbeat of this company. And I can tell you this, Stacy, I've been in other companies that I have been in for 10 years, and I have never, ever felt the love and the appreciation that I felt from this weekend. From walking up to that purple carpet rolled up all around the building, and those trucks with the satellites on them and the Solavei and the entire building all the way around, I felt like I was at the Grammys. It was just, I can't even put it into words, Stacy. If I can do this business and if I can get on this phone and figure all this techie stuff out, anybody can do it, trust me. But it was truly an amazing experience, Stacy, and I appreciate you having me on the call tonight.
Well, Heidi, I'm not usually emotional on these calls, but you have made my eyes leak. And I've got goosebumps all over because I know how passionate you are about making this work, and I know how real. And when Shad was talking about authenticity, tell me about you and your husband. Why is this important for you? Why was it important for you to have a purple carpet rolled out? Why did that? Because I feel what you said, that sign, and not everybody saw that. We are obsessed with bringing value to our members, meaning, something Mary Kay Ash did that was brilliant in the industry was that she made women feel valued. They would literally sell $2 million worth of lipstick to be able to feel the appreciation and value they received when they were able to walk across that stage or just get that pin. And we believe at Solavei that is going to be the future of what makes us great. It's the value, not just in commerce, although we're going to do that, and you guys are going to see a slide here in a minute about the future of Solavei, but about making every member feel valued and no member being left behind. Heidi, what is the bigger why for you with Solavei?
Well, Stacey, you know that that I'm very passionate about Solavei, and it came in a time that my husband and I have been in a dry spell, and emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And my husband and I are both school teachers. My husband also coaches 3 different sports, and I also teach children with special needs. I went into the career 16 years ago because of my passion for kids with disabilities. My brother has Down syndrome, and I love what I do. But the career itself is not the same career that I fell in love with 16 years ago. I feel like that I have been stuffed inside a box with all of my creativity and my purpose that God has for me. That I've been stuffed inside, and I'm about to suffocate. And this weekend has given me hope that I am going to be able to feel my purpose in life with using Solavei as my vehicle, as well as many other of my team members and the things that they are experiencing, Stacy. And I believe this is going to be able to bring me home with my kids and be able to do some things with my kids that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And one of those things is taking them on a mission trip. And I haven't been able to do that. And so I just see Solavei as hope. And I am not in a box anymore. And that Solavei has been unwrapped this weekend, and it's not in a box anymore. It has been unleashed. And I feel like it definitely has put sun in my veins. And my passion is even stronger now than it was then. I had no idea that I was even close to being in the top 400. I didn't even know how to get to the list and see it until Karen Imhoff had called me a few days before and said, "You know how close you are?" And she had to tell me how to get there. I didn't even know how to get there. And I wouldn't have gotten to go had it not been for my team pulling together. And they wanted me there as bad as I wanted to go to get there. And we've just been keeping it simple because it is about relationships. We worked hard to get our 12, and our goal is helping our team get their 12. And that's what we've been doing at one at a time, keeping it simple. And, of course, now it's the 3-foot rule. That means everybody you get within 3 feet of is going to hear about Solavei if they haven't already.
Well, Heidi, I love you, girl. And every time, every season of my life I go into, I usually take these massive undertakings. A lot of people don't know my background, but I've been in this industry for 24 years, and I've done everything from being a distributor to being a master distributor, to being senior vice president, to helping start companies. And every single season it seems like God gives me someone to have in front of me as my motivator. I can remember who the couple was in the last company I was with, and I stuck with that company for a long time because I remembered I knew what they were making and I knew what they needed to make. And I kept them as my motivator. And I want you to know, Heidi, you inspire me. You inspire me, and I'm going to remember you and your husband. And it's for people like you that we are going to continue to press hard and never give up with Solavei. So I just, again, honored to have you on the call tonight. Thank you, Heidi.
Thank you. Honored to be here.
Well, we're finishing that next slide with talking about social commerce. And when I think about Heidi and what this is meaning to her, she says, I got my 12, and I'm helping my team get their 12. Why is that important? Why is it important for you to start right now? Get your 12. Get 12 people that you absolutely want to go through life with. Now, you might find 24. Many of you guys saw in the leaderboard that I found, close to 400 that I've been connecting with and passionately building with. And why do you want to keep speaking to people? Why do you want to keep connecting to people? Why do you want to keep helping other people build their network, even with the people you're connecting with? Why is that? Because something is coming down the pike with Solavei that's going to make it well in your interest to have a massive network of people. It's called social commerce. The future of Solavei is not just about mobile phones. When we saw this screen, in my personal opinion, this was what I would call the money screen. This was the aha. This was the visionary screen. They say without vision, people perish. This was the light bulb goes on and the OMG moment for me of the entire event. When I saw that screen, because I've known about it, I know it's coming, I've heard about it, I've shared with you guys about it, but to see it put on one screen, the future of Solavei, when we begin to add on the other services besides mobile service, when we begin to add on the insurance, the cable, goods and services, energy, and when someone like Heidi, who developed a simple network in the beginning and just kept helping people get their 12, get their fast action bonus, $650, get 12 people, because she did that and because she continued to help other people do that, what happens when all of a sudden we start to light up these other services? That's going to bless Heidi and her team. And so when we think about the future of Solavei, it's very simple. It's like this. I want you to imagine for just a second that you have your purple Solavei pay card. Now, I've gotten my purple Solavei pay cards. I was sitting with Karen and Randy Emhoff and some of our team members that came over to my home this weekend and stayed here and got to have breakfast with them this morning. And I asked them, I said, have you bought anything with your purple pay card yet? And they said, yes, we went out to dinner. It was awesome. And we start talking about that, and I thought, the power of that pay card, a lot of people who have already received them, they don't understand just how powerful it is. In fact, many people have said, Stacey, I got kind of hung up in the process of signing up on the pay card part. And it's like, for me, I'm saying, oh, okay, that's okay. We might have a few little hiccups till we get this thing perfect in pre-launch, because that pay card, I promise you, will be worth the wait. Think of it like this. Think of it like you've got two stores. And you've got a store that you could go to that says, I'm going to give you 5% off. And the same store down the street who carries maybe some of the same products, maybe it's two different clothing stores, says, we've got that same outfit, but we're going to give you 15% off, and we're going to give you cash back. Many of you guys know Kohl's, for example, Kohl's Cash. It's become a revolution. It's called the Cashback Revolution. Well, what Solavei is going to be doing with that pay card is they're creating a new revolution that's going to be beyond just mobile services. In fact, when we start kicking in those different services, I want you to think about when you go out, even beyond the services that we offer, and you go out to shop at many of the future partners of Solavei, whether it's Target or Amazon or Best Buy or Old Navy or Chevron, your gas, and you use that Solavei pay card. You may choose either to use the Solavei pay card or your former Visa card. Maybe it's silver. I personally have a really nice silver Visa card. But why would I want to use that one when I could use the purple one? That's not only going to give me discounts, but it's also going to give me cash back into the community that I belong, which is going to allow me and the people in my network to benefit. So there is that social commerce element that's coming that is massive, and that's why I love what Heidi said, get your 12 and help them get their 12. Okay, real quick, let's talk about what's hot this week, the hot topics of the week. Number one is obviously the new Solavei website. You might have saw my Ninja video. If you haven't seen it, you can go to our YouTube channel at Empowered Living TV. Solavei.com/your username. Solavei.com/ your username. That means it is your replicated website. For those of you who want to keep it as basic, simple as possible, that's what you're going to use right there. You're just going to tell people, hey, go to Solavei.com/Heidi Metcalf, or whatever your username happens to be. Today I was in IHOP, and a gentleman came up, and he said, what's up with all the purple and the Solavei shirts? We said, well, Solavei is a new mobile service offering you $49 unlimited voice, text, and data. He said, well, how do I get information about it? And I was able to say Solavei.com/my username. Well, that's how easy it's going to be for you. In fact, I wrote it on the back of one of his pay slips. So you are going to have an opportunity now just to drive direct traffic to that website, and that is for every single person, and it's absolutely free. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out and use your username. The second thing is I want to remind you all, Jim Ryan has 4 new sponsor tips on the my.solavei.com. Formerly, it was myweb.solavei.com. It is now my.solavei.com. That is how you're going to access your personal community, how you can see your network, how you can see your dashboard, how you can change your profile, how you can update your preferences. Go to my.solavei.com. When you're in there, on the right-hand side, you're going to see Jim Ryan's sponsor tips. I encourage everyone to watch that little video. It's very short, but his sponsor tips are going to help you eliminate call times to member service, help you eliminate hiccups in the enrollment process. I think you're all going to really appreciate that little video. Number 3, the new Outreach Manager. Now, we are going to do some very specific trainings. In fact, we're going to take it this week. We're going to see throughout the week how many questions. I'm going to do a little Friday Force at the end of this call, how many of you want a detailed Outreach Manager training. But really, it's so very simple. You just go into your Outreach Manager there in your my.solavei.com Outreach Manager, and on the right-hand side, it's going to basically say, connect with some of your friends, and it's going to give you the little icons, like a little bird. That's for Twitter. It's going to give you a little envelope. That's to send an email, or the Facebook symbol, and that's for you to post Facebook. When you click on Facebook, for example, what it's going to do, it's going to pop up all the videos that Solavei currently offers, as well as a number of Facebook pictures automatically populated with messages. And this week we're going to be going in, we're going to be talking about new messages that are going to go on that. But for those of you who have been sending in to me, Stacy, what do I put with my Facebook post? Stacy, what do I say? These are they're already pre-populated. You don't have to figure that out. We truly are, and I love this. Way back months and months and months ago, Jim Ryan said, I don't want someone to have to think about it. I want it to be, and his words were stupid simple. And so that's really what's happening here in the Outreach Manager, is helping even the playing field so that everyone can get in there and begin to use social media without having to know social media. If you've got a Facebook account, this is going to allow you to start connecting with people. Now, we are also going to be, and you're going to see at the end, I'm going to show you our call webinar schedule going forward. We're going to be having training calls where I'm going to bring on, we have got some amazing experts in the Empowered Living Network, which is how we have incredibly driven to such an amazing, amazing team and leaderships in the company. But we are going to be bringing on those experts to be able to share how to blog, how to really perform with massive conversion through social networking, how to be able to utilize social media and keep it simple, yet begin to get a following, how to become a brand expert in whatever it is you consider your personal brand. We're going to be bringing that training into Empowered Living Network, and here's what's cool. It's going to be free. Everything we offer with the Empowered Living Network is going to be free. So Outreach Manager will be another training we're going to do a deep dive into. New Solavei Microsites. Now, this Thursday, we'll talk about it here in just a minute. I'll give you the time, and you're going to be able to go very soon. If you're on Empoweredliving.biz mailing list, I'm going to be blasting out this list to you so that you guys can sign up, get pre-registered for the webinars. We're going to show you how to use that microsite. We're also going to show you how to create leads through those microsites. We're going to show you how to set it up so that you don't have to figure out how to set up a WordPress template, how to do all that yourself. We're going to show you how to use the blogging tab so that I want to see every single person in the Empowered Living Network with their own blog. And I'm going to show you, and my guests are going to show you, how to use that blog to drive SEO to your site that other people won't get if they just have a landing page. We're going to show you that, and we're going to show you how you could take literally just 10 minutes a day to drive traffic to your site, and we're going to show you how that can increase your SEO and help you get following maybe that you haven't had before. So that's going to be this Thursday. Okay, new marketing tools. People are saying, Stacy, what are the new marketing tools? How do I find them? It's very simple. Go to your website, solavei.com/your username, and at the bottom of the page is member tools. So you're going to see it says member tools at the bottom of that page. Click on it. You're going to see everything from banners to business cards to Post-it notes to cozies to flags to tablecloths to you're going to begin to see car wraps. You're also going to see clothing, a complete clothing line, backpacks, everything that's in there. The member tools are for you. And one thing I know about our marketing teams, they are going to be constantly updating and bringing more and more things into those marketing tools. Number 6 is Empoweredliving.biz. I want to just encourage you all to remember what we're going to be doing with Empoweredliving.biz. This is a site for you. And at the end of this call, I'm going to invite you to be a part of the leadership team, the advisory team of this website, so that we collectively as a team can make this a one-stop shop for everyone to be able to get what they need, get the training, tap into people like Shad Wehrli to be able to hear. You know, tonight I'm going to repost this webinar so that you guys can hear that training again, to be able to have free training on how to blog, free lead generation training, how you can go out and get massive leads, how to drive conversion to your site, how to be able to get people not just to, I hear a lot of people saying, I got, 100 leads from that ad, or I got this. It doesn't matter how many leads you get, it's how many people are converting. What I want to say to you guys, huge, massive kudos to this network, because the numbers don't lie. It's not just about how many people can hit your site, it's how many people actually move into membership, into Solavei, as a result of your site. That's a big differentiator. I know folks like Garrett, White, and others, we've had major conversations as well with corporate about why not to tap into all these lead generation systems that people are charging you for. We're going to do it with Solavei. We're going to do it right. We're going to do it official. And we're going to make sure that it's tested so that you get results. And right now what we're seeing with our team is they're getting results. So we've been testing it long enough now. We want to begin to train you how to do the same thing yourself. Free systems. Okay. Another big highlight that came out at the event is the I Am Solavei tour. It was very cool when Ryan was on stage and he announced that we were going to be doing the citywide tour, going city to city, starting with Tulsa, Oklahoma, Puerto Rico. We're going to be going up to New York, California, Texas. We're going to be going to Utah, Washington, Florida. So we're going to be going all over the map. There's going to be this incredible bus that's going to be fully wrapped saying I Am Tour with all the dates on it. It's going to be cruising down. So what I want us to do as a team is I want us to focus on those cities, knowing that Tulsa is coming up. Right now it's slated for the weekend of the 12th. I'll be honest with you, I'm trying to get that date moved because that's the OU Texas weekend. So I don't want to compete with that game. But we'll see. I know a number of folks have been sending in emails saying, please, can we change the weekend? That was announced at the event, and we'll see if there's some mercy there for us to get that date bumped. But if not, we are going to continue to push towards Tulsa. That means that you want to begin getting people ready, that in just a couple of weeks, Solavei, the same, where you're going to have an experience like what we experienced this weekend. We're bringing the party to Tulsa. And we want to focus on those dates. Every time when you see that listing of the dates and they're official, you want to make sure that you begin, maybe you're going to begin getting meetings together in that area. Maybe you're going to be connecting with small groups. Maybe you're going to be putting out some ways that you connect with people in the city. You're going to want to make sure that you focus on that. Those are called target markets. And if you know that the company is going to be sending a bus, the corporate team, I'm going to be going into most of these cities. We're going to be doing training afterwards. I'm going to ask those of you that are in these cities, and even those of you want to travel with us and hit the road with us, I'm going to ask you guys, think about who you know in that market, and even if you don't, you might want to start driving some advertisement to that area on your own. Number 2 is massive conversion opportunities, because this is going to be an opportunity when we do a party. We're going to give them an opportunity to sign up. We're going to be right there like concierge saying, anyone that's ready to sign up tonight, we want to concierge you through the process. There's going to be computers and there's going to be systems there that we're just going to be tapping through these screens and able to sign people up in a very cool, viral, party-like atmosphere. They're going to be able to meet with the CEO and executive team and other key leaders of the network. They're going to have follow-up training and personal development that we're going to actually stay the next day and be able to provide for them. It's going to be a rally point for target marketing. For those of you who are passionate about target marketing, you want to really focus on those areas. And so we're really excited about the I Am Solavei tour and what's going to take place with that. Now, tonight I have a very special guest with me on the call, and many of you know Larry as the head of corporate development. Larry Wallace. I'm very honored and privileged to call him my husband. And tonight I was noting some of the top questions that were coming in, and one of them that was coming in, I thought there's nobody really better to answer this question than the guy that is actually dealing with all the partnerships, actually one-on-one with the connections of T-Mobile and some of our biggest partners, overseeing how many partnerships are over 40 partnerships right now with the company. Many of you have said, you know, something's happening at this point of the enrollment process. And what a lot of people don't know is that enrollment process represents over 40 partnerships. So on any given part of the process, you might be blaming Solavei, and Solavei's having to go and contact somebody and say, hey, listen, your system is doing this. So again, this is a massive operation taking place, and I'm very excited to have Larry Wallace with us. And Larry, I just want to ask you just 2 questions, really, that I think are real important because they've come in a lot this week. Is number 1, and a question that Chris McMahon asked at our meet and greet at my suite at this event this weekend. He said, what happens if T-Mobile, if we go big? What happens if we actually go real big? And I think this weekend everybody was feeling that this is going to blow up. What happens with our relationship with T-Mobile when we do explode?
Well, that's a great question. And first I want to say how excited I am about the enthusiasm and how everybody is so excited about the event this past weekend and excited about the prospects of Solavei and what it means to them personally and also their families. And so I personally want to say on behalf of the executive team, we're excited that you guys are involved and believing in us and believing in the vision of Solavei, because I think that together we're going to do great things. But to answer your question, T-Mobile, a lot of people have asked me, why T-Mobile? And, first off, we wanted to select a GSM carrier. GSM means that they use a SIM card in the phone, and all the other carriers around the world, for the most part, use SIM cards in their phones. And of course, that would, entail us, that kind of gives you a hint of where we're going to go in the future. We're not going to be just here in the U.S. We're going to expand geographically into other countries. And in doing so, GSM was the best route for us to go. And so there's 2 companies, AT&T and T-Mobile here in the U.S. that are GSM. And so of course, we talked to both of them. But T-Mobile is in a unique position. They have what's called spectrum. It's the bandwidth to be able to have many members on their network. AT&T doesn't. AT&T is overtaxed, if you will. And so if you look at it like a 10-lane highway, both of them have 10-lane highways. In other words, they have plenty of room for people to be on. Just the AT&T network is clogged with a lot of traffic. And so, for example, I have an iPhone 4S, and whenever I would go to different cities, I would always have this little app on my phone. I would always have the opportunity to run the speed test to see just how fast the network was. And no matter where I was, every time I ran the speed test, I never got 4G service on my iPhone 4G or 4S. And even though it said up in the top left-hand corner, 4G, never got it. On the other hand, you have T-Mobile. T-Mobile has, the same 10-lane highway, except there's not as many cars on it. And so even if I had an iPhone and put a Solavei SIM card in it, my 3G in some areas, 2G in others, would still be faster than iPhone's supposedly, AT&T supposedly 4G service. And so what does that mean for us? It meant that, they had the capacity for us to add a lot of people to their network. And so for them, it's no secret, they're number 4 in the U.S. for carriers, and it's no secret that they haven't done well in adding new subscribers. For them, a relationship with us means the world. It means for the first time in a lot of quarters, they're projecting a net increase in subscribers just because of Solavei. And so for them, it's a big deal for our relationship. And in fact, we have the executive leadership team working closely with us every week. And for most MVNOs, that just doesn't happen.
Excellent. So basically, T-Mobile loves us.
To say the least, they love us, and our numbers that represent their subscriber growth is built into their fourth quarter forecast, and they're very excited about what's happening with Solavei and the trajectory that we're on.
Okay, so something funny happened to me yesterday. We had a number of our team out here came over to Bellevue, and we were all going out to dinner to the Cheesecake Factory. And so we're walking across the street, and lo and behold, of course, another carrier had all their clothes on, and they had these billboards, and they were handing out these cards almost like they do on Vegas, right in the same area where we were having, our event. And they were doing smart marketing, and they were talking about how they offer unlimited plans. And so we walked across the street, and they said, hey, you want to learn about unlimited plans? And, of course, we all had our Solavei gear on. We were dressed in purple, and I think it was Mike Rogers jumped up, and he says, no, but would you like to hear about Solavei? $49, 4G, unlimited voice, text, and data. So when a company says, so I came home, and I thought, well, I want to see again, what are the unlimited plans that people keep talking about? Because I keep hearing people say, oh, well, I saw this at AT&T, or I saw this at Sprint. And I looked up all three, AT&T, Sprint, and Verizon. And when I see unlimited plans, and then I see that they're charging $50 and they're only getting 100 megabytes, how can they say unlimited if they're charging $50 for 100 megabytes?
It's all marketing. When you look, to go back to my example I was just using about iPhone on AT&T's network, how can they say it's 4G up in the top left-hand corner when you do a speed test and it's no better than 1G or 2G? I mean, their service isn't really 4G, and it's all marketing. And you always have to read the fine print. I mean, first of all, there's always an asterisk next to it. And when you see these advertisements come out, just read down at the bottom of the page. There's really fine print, and it always reveals, how they're really making their money.
So unlimited might be unlimited text, but not necessarily unlimited voice, text, and data.
Yeah, correct. I mean, it's unlimited text, or it could be unlimited voice, but not necessarily unlimited data.
So the key is read the fine print. Okay, so I'm looking at a question here, and there's like a ton of questions. People are loving you as well. You and Shad need to do a call together. A question that somebody wants to know is, where do they find the app for a speed test on their phone?
Yeah, just if you have an iPhone, you can go into the App Store and just do a search for speed test, and it's speedtest.net is actually the website online, but speed test is the search term that you would use, and it's usually the first app that shows up. If you have an Android phone, just go to the Google Play Store and do the same thing. Click on the little magnifying glass, type in speed test, and that's usually one of the first apps that pops up.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. I see another question coming in here. Are we unlimited data, or do we get throttled at 2 gig? No, we don't get throttled at 2 gig. We actually have what is considered in the industry a true unlimited, that where we actually go up to 4 gig, and the average person uses only 2 gig or less. But because we have actually double that, we are the highest offer that is out there. And I think if you guys see it, read the fine print, as Larry has said, and you will see that you can be very, very confident when you post $49 a month, 4G unlimited voice, text, and data, no contracts. You're not going to find anything that compares with that, and I'm very, very excited about that. So a lot of questions coming in here. We're going to spend some time over there. When the call is done, we're going to go clip through some of these, as many as we can, for a couple minutes, and answer them. I'm going to be answering them here as we're going forward. But I want to just pop through, because I know we've also got a couple of other things we want to cover and another guest on. I just want to remind you all, Reach the Beach Challenge. The dates of the actual trip are January 21 to 26th. Qualifications are very simple. You want to build your personal network and your overall network. If you just get 750 people in your overall network, that doesn't just mean you and the people you know. That means the people they know and they know and they know and they, your overall network, meaning anyone that stems back to you. 750. Now, I know a lot of you this weekend, I saw a lot of you that said you had, 200 or 300. You have till October 31st to continue building towards this. People ask me, Stacy, how did you build such massive numbers? How are you doing it? I'll tell you how I did it, and we're going to do it in a training that is actually going to be something that I'm going to be offering to you guys that are part of the Empowered Living Network. We're going to be able to offer it to you when we talk about blogging and we talk about opt-ins and we talk about lead capture, one of the things in that world that's very important is being able to give before you ask to receive. So free offerings, and you'll see a lot of times you'll go in, if you'll give me your name and email, we're going to give you free video on the 7 tips of how to create financial wealth for your future. What I'm going to be doing is we're going to begin to create some tools like that that are going to be free downloads for you to be able to offer on your websites. I know many of you don't have free offerings like that, so we're going to be creating, and one of that we're going to be creating is how we created the most massive, explosive business in Solavei, and how we did it so fast. And we're going to put those tips into a recording so that you can post it on your website absolutely free. I'm not going to charge you for that stuff. That's for you to build your business so that you guys can become really contagious. So in this is going to be another way that you guys are going to see as you continue to develop, and I'm going to say start with that 12 so that you guys can help them get 12. Think about this. 12 people who get 12 people is 144. And if they get 12, that's 1,728. It's that simple. I mean, I say simple. It takes work, but the numbers are that simple. So that's what you want to be thinking about doing. Okay, top 10 FAQs. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop through them very quick because we have our Android tip of the night, and you are not going to want to miss this one. He's going to tell you exactly how to get your music off your iPhone into your Android. So let's cover these top 10 FAQs real quick. We're going to start with number 10. Can anyone attend the I Am Tour events? That came in after folks had seen the event this weekend, and the answer is absolutely. Come one, come all. Bring your friends, family, everybody you know, and get them to those events. It's going to be a great time to get folks signed up. Will I need a landing page and my replicated site? No, you won't. But you can, and we're going to show you how to use the multi-page landing page to actually drive better SEO. Which is search engine optimization. We'll talk about that more on our Thursday call. Your replicated site, though, for those of you who want to keep it simple, that's going to be all you need. Solavei.com/your username. You're going to be able to use it. It's going to work great. And just allow yourself to be trained in other things as you go, but don't be stressed out about it. Just to let you know, we've built this massive network of leaders without any of that. We didn't have the Solavei.com site. We didn't have replicated websites. We didn't have landing pages. We did it because we love people, and we did it because we taught people how to connect with people, and we worked a very simple, duplicatable system. So I'm going to encourage all of you, if you don't understand that world, don't worry. We're going to train you. We're going to equip you, but we're going to grow at the speed that different people are at. Some of you are more advanced, and we're going to put together mastermind sessions for you to be able to help those who want to move a little faster. Number 8, why is there a Get Started button on Solavei.com? Question of the night. Many people think that Solavei might be competing with the field, and actually we've got some very, very clear communications right now going on with Ryan, with Jim Ryan, with Ryan Wirch, Maria Pinchevsky, the entire corporate team, on how we can message this and bring training to the fact that that Get Started button is actually in your favor. And what we're going to be doing is ensuring that everyone understands the process that it takes in order for somebody to get all the way through purchase. They have to know you. They have to know a you. They're not going to be able to get all the way through the system without being able to find a you. And we're going to give them many opportunities to find you through Facebook, through your phone number, through your username. There's an incredible system that's been built. And so this is actually for your favor so that you can encourage people to go. If they don't have your username, they go to Solavei.com. There's going to be multiple ways that they can find you. Okay, number 7. And we're going to give more training on that as well. I've got a meeting on it tomorrow, and we are certainly going to give you more understanding on that as we go throughout the week. In fact, we'll cover that on our Tuesday FAQ call, which is Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. You'll see that here in just a minute. Can I get service if I don't have a Social Security number? Absolutely. You can get service. You can get mobile service, but you just can't become a member with a pay card. So you cannot become a social member who enrolls other people, who gets a pay card. You have to have a Social Security number for that. So can I get service if I don't have a Social Security number? Yes, the answer is yes. And we're working on the EIN and other forms of being able to sign up. We'll get you more information as soon as we have confirmation on that. 6, when is the weekly FAQ call? Oh, great question. Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Pacific. That is 11 a.m. Central. That is 12 p.m. Eastern. 5, can you offer training on how to blog? Yes, that's coming this Thursday, and you're going to love it. We're going to show you how simple it is and how you can take 10 minutes a day and you can do something great. And you don't have to blog every day, but we're going to show you how you can take 10 minutes a day, which anybody can do. We're going to show you how to do it and create some real nice connection with people that are out there and start driving some SEO to your site. How do I order Solavei merchandise? I think we covered that. Go to Member Tools at the bottom of Solavei.com or Solavei.com, your username. So whatever your username is, Solavei.com/your username, and it's at the bottom, and it says Member Tools. Just click on it. Number 3, is Solavei.com fully loaded with everything? Absolutely not. It's fully loaded right now, but there's so much still to come. If you talk to Jim Ryan, he's like, he says I think you'll find every single week there's going to be new things added. This is not by any means a destination. This is a journey that we're on. So it is going to continue to evolve. We're going to see more and more things coming to Solavei.com. Okay, number 2 is blank. Fill in the blank. Okay, there's nothing there. So number 1, top question, how many people should I focus on enrolling immediately? And it is the power of 12. I want to encourage you that we are going to do a full training on why 12, why that is so important, and why that right there is secret sauce to truly creating massive expansion. It's a fab bonus. A lot of people are like, well, you can get 12 if you want to, but if you don't need the 650, then build for long-term results. I'm telling you right now, I have done 12 to get 12 to get 12, and I've done it multiple times, and that's why you guys are going to see I'm going to have multiple businesses that are cranking out great numbers, solid leaders like Shad and Heidi and these others that you've heard on our calls. Why? Because they're doing the same thing, and they're connecting with other great people. Shad said it best. I mean, one person might get the limelight or might get to be in the winner's circle per se. It is so not about one person. It takes a village to produce anything great. So I encourage everyone on here, get your fab. If you've got 2 people, then get your first trio. And then work on getting another trio till you get 12. You got 60 days to do it right now so that you can get your fast action bonus. Okay, real quick, Android tip of the week with Guru Mike Rogers. Mike, are you with us? I know that you've got a great one to share with us tonight, and it is, can I move my iTunes music to my Android device? Mike, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me okay, Stace?
I can. Enlighten us, Mike.
I'm telling you, coming off this weekend has been pretty empowering. I got to start with the fact that we talk about this unlimited data, text, and talk, and how excited we are about that. But I've got to give you some kudos, Stace, because you're giving us unlimited commitment, and I appreciate you so much. I know you work very hard. Larry, the entire team at Solavei is working. It seems like around the clock, and I've got to say thank you for your dedication. I know you're not feeling well today. You're on the overcoming side of a cold, so please know I appreciate your commitment to tonight's call.
You know what we're doing, Mike, is we're busting it hard. I'm telling you, I'm working myself out of a job is what I'm doing. I've got a 1-year plan that I'm going to bust booty for a year. My kids are involved in that because my goal is that by next year, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to be able to just provide the training that the leaders need and be able to do it with such ease. But you know what? There's always a commitment on the front side in order to do what you want to do on the back side. So I appreciate you recognizing that, but it's because of folks like you coming alongside that's making it very, very fun and enjoyable, which you guys know it has to be for me.
Well, it's cool stuff, and I love technology. You know that. I get asked this question all the time. How do I get my music from iTunes over to Google Play? And I can tell you, I went on a full-day venture for this task because there were so many ways that this could be accomplished, and I tested multiple ways. I looked at different tools and utilities, how to convert the files to the types that we needed, and I was so surprised at how great Google implemented this that it just fired me up, and it got me excited because not only are they doing it, but I'm going to venture out on a ledge here and say I think they're doing it better than iTunes. That's a pretty bold statement, right, Stace?
That is a very bold statement from a couple of iPhone lovers over here.
Yeah, and I'm a mixed guy, so like I have a pretty good mixture of Apple products, Microsoft, Android, and I stay pretty connected with technology, but you know, this process can seem overwhelming because a lot of us have such a large library of music files. We have our playlists, we have the devices that we're syncing them with, and it seems like it's this abyss of technology headache because there's so much volume of data there. Well, Google did this really well, and they made a program called Google, let's see here, I'm sorry, I had my notes up and then they just went away. Google Play Manager, and basically the manager is the utility that you use to upload all of your music. And the nice thing is you go to your computer and you download this utility called Google Play Manager, and inside of that utility it walks you through the steps on how to migrate your music. And the cool thing about it that I really, really like is that it doesn't take away from you using iTunes. You can still concurrently use iTunes along with Google Play Music. So for me, being an iPad guy and an iTouch device and then having an Android phone and a Microsoft computer, I always had a problem because there was a dilemma. How do I get it on all my devices? There was never a way to get iTunes over to Google, but now there is, and they're doing it great. So they give us a few things that are great advantages. You get your music everywhere. Apple tried to implement this with the iCloud that they didn't do so successfully with a little utility called iMatch or iTunes Match, and it wasn't a great utility. You had to pay for it on an annual basis. Google has the ability for us to actually upload up to 20,000 songs. It doesn't give us a limit on what the size of the songs is. If you have hour-length songs and there's 20,000 of them, you can upload them. It doesn't matter how much data it is, which is pretty cool. And it's free to access from any device because it's a true cloud-based implementation. So what we do is we upload all that music, and the way we upload that music from your iTunes libraries, we use this little Google Manager app that you download onto your computer, and there's a Microsoft version and an Apple version. It's called Music Manager, and if you go to play.google.com/music, it'll prompt you to download this. And we were talking about a while ago how many people to put in your network. It's 12. Well, I created what we call a 12-step program. That doesn't mean we have to get rid of iTunes. That means we're going to keep using iTunes, and we're going to actually give you 12 steps on how to get the music also on your Android device. And this Music Manager, once you get in there, it's going to walk you through everything. You just follow the little questions and say next, 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 and you can tick a little box that says anytime I add a song to iTunes, also add it to Google Play. Awesome, right? So not only does it fix the problem that you're going to get your music from iTunes over to Android, but it's also going to keep updating it as you add more music into iTunes. Very cool.
Mike, can you post that for maybe tonight? I'm going to do a deal at the very end asking everybody to go to our Empowered Living Facebook page, and
Yes.
maybe you can post those two links or whatever you think would be appropriate in there in the post that I have there called What's Up. So
Okay.
there's going to be a What's Up post that we're going to do, and I want you guys to all go there and post what you want to have talked about on these calls coming up, because I want to know. So go to our Empowered Living Biz, facebook.com/empoweredliving.biz, and in the What's Up, Mike, maybe you can post some of these things that you've talked about as well. And then real quick, what is the application of the week?
The application of the week is actually a utility that I was asked and queried about on the trip while we were there. And this young lady asked me, she said, I have this app that I use on my iPhone for tracking all my flight information, and I'm really having a hard time finding one that's as reliable, as good as the one that I had on my iPhone, and I love this Android device, so I need something that's going to suffice that activity because I travel so much. So I did some research, and I found a utility. There's actually 3 flavors of this program called Flight Track that are available. There's a free one, there's an upgraded one, which is $4.99, and then there's also a Pro. And the difference between the upgraded $4.99 and the Pro, which is an additional $4.99, is the fact that the Pro connects directly with TripIt. If you wanted to actually take the emails with your itineraries, you don't have to type in all your flight information. I don't think that's needed for me, and she didn't think that was needed either. So we both bought the $4.99 version. And Flight Track basically is a real-time flight status map, and it gives you some really cool features. You can see where in flight the airplane is, how many miles per hour it's flying, what the altitude is, if there's any delays, if the gates have changed. It's very, very good information. And if you're a traveler, I know you are, Stacy, you would enjoy something like this on your Android device, Flight Track.
Awesome. Great tips, Android guru Mike Rogers. Very excited, and we'll post some of these again in facebook.com/empoweredliving.biz. Love you guys, Mike, and appreciate all you do for us.
Thank you, Stacy.
So
we love you guys
finally, thank you. Finally, Sunday, F5 stretch. If you want to go where no one has gone, you must do what no one has done. Okay, some of you guys are posting in some incredible questions right now, and I'm going to answer those questions for you. First off, I want you to know that after this screen, I'm going to give you the call schedule. So I'm going to leave it up while we answer some of these other questions so that you guys can write them down. Number 1, Sunday F5 stretch. Still holding off on telling you what F5 means because it is an important story that really affected my family a few years ago. Number 1, bump your fab. Get at least 1 new trio this week. That means your fast action bonus. It's get 12. That's your goal. If you haven't gotten your 12 yet, you want to push towards that. So get at least 1 new trio this week, or better yet, get it tomorrow. And get that fab done quickly, and then turn around, like Heidi said, and help your team get their 12 as well. Number 2, respond to the ELN What's Up post at facebook.com/empoweredliving.biz. Empoweredliving.biz. You'll see that What's Up post. There's a question there. I want to know what you want to know. And number 3, private message me if you would like to be a part of the ELN advisory team. Now, I'm changing this. Please, everybody, we've still got a ton of people on this call. Don't private message me. Email me. In fact, I'm bouncing out and telling you, email me at stacy@stacywallace.com and tell me this, because the private message thing was not allowing me to categorize all of those. I got inundated with your private messages this week. So this is going to be a better way, is email me at stacy@stacywallace.com and we're going to create a special file for this. But I need to know specifically, what do you do? Do you understand WordPress, internet marketing, SEO, blogging? Are you good at training? What is it? Fill in the blank. What do you do, so that I can be very specific with when we're putting the team together, that we make sure we put the team together that's going to provide the most value, not to me personally, but to the entire Empowered Living Network, so that this site, so that this team, that we can create a HubSpot that truly everyone can benefit from, so that other folks don't have to reinvent the wheel. Okay, finally, here is our call webinar schedule. Take a look at this Sunday Team Huddle webinar. That's what you're on right now. 7 p.m. Everything here is in Pacific time zone. Tuesday at 9 a.m. we're going to have our FAQ call. We have that with David Burnett, brilliant, brilliant mind, very left brain. That's going to be quick and to the point. Then we'll release you guys, and if we have any after banter after that, you're welcome to stay on. But we're going to keep those to about 20 minutes or less to get the top FAQs every single Tuesday. Wednesday is a compensation plan webinar at 11 a.m. That's Wednesday. We're going to do a deep dive on the comp webinar. That's going to be a really great call for those of you who are wanting to know more about it, how trios work and things like that. And then Thursday is going to be a 6 p.m. training call. This week we're going to be talking about how to use that multi-site, WordPress blog site that they've just made available. It's a multi-page. We call it a microsite is what we call it. So Blog It training is going to show you how to use that, but how to go one step forward and use the blog icon, the blog tab, to be able to help you get more conversions. So hope you guys love what you heard tonight. Hope we provided some information that is of value to you. I'm going to leave this screen up for just a few minutes while we continue to answer a couple more questions. If we don't get to your question, that's okay. We'll get to them coming up, and hopefully you can also go to support.solavei.com and just look inside there. There is so much information inside that site. That needs to be your number one place for searching out information. Why is that? Because it's a place you can send your people to 24/7 and let them feel empowered there. You don't have to go into all the conversations that are behind that front page. If you want to just look down at the tools on the right that say kind of hot topics, go into the hot topics icon on the right or the picture on the right, click on that, and you're going to get the top questions that are coming in. I highly encourage you to take a look through those. Those are just straight up answers, official answers from Maria Pinchevsky and the corporate team. So again, thank you so much for being a part of tonight's webinar. I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you and value you, and I pray God's blessings upon you. And I thank you so much for everything that you're doing, not only for your business, for Solavei, but for what I believe will be the millions of people that we're going to touch together. Good night, everyone, and God bless.